I'm sure that we can continue to see positive growth in the relocation and global mobility field. While between 2012 and 2013 we've seen a slowdown in growth, there's certainly been growth nonetheless. We're also seeing immense pressure on reducing costs associated with international assignments, and that often creates a tension between cost effectiveness versus that of ensuring that the programs are robust enough in delivering both the support and also the ability to attract talent. From an industry perspective, what we've seen is that the three key industries where we've experienced probably the most growth in the relocation global mobility sector is the automotive, construction, and also the information technology sector. While growth in China has slowed or eased a little, we do see investment in China and Asia Pacific in general on the up and up. With that, companies with headquarters based in Asia are seeing an increase in assignments. With that, we've seen an increase in movement both from the west to the east, but also seeing a great deal more intra-regional travel as it relates to assignment movement. I think challenges are certainly par of the course. Being an expat myself, I can certainly relate to moving to a new city with a family. And so I think in part culture is probably one of the major shocks. The sensory overload that comes when you first arrive into a new port. There's pressures obviously at work, and trying to find that work-life balance is probably key to the success of a program moving forward. Support not only on the front end as it relates to the movement of an assignee, but certainly when that assignee and their family arrive into their destination, continuation of support there is so critical to the ongoing success and ultimately the happiness of the assignee and or their respective family. Look, I think one of the most important things ultimately begins before the assignee and family even leave shore. Setting expectation, probably the delivery of cross-cultural training, and that's not only to the assignee, but if that assignee has family joining them, it's also the family that should go through that type of cross-cultural training. It prepares them for what they are about to experience and is certainly important to that seamless transition. Finding the right and appropriate accommodation for their arrival, whether that be on a short-term or a long-term basis. At the end of the day, it's often their first experience into a new port. They arrive to maybe a service department and the company needs to ensure that they've selected an apartment that meets the need of the assignee, that is obviously safe and secure, and that ultimately is comfortable both for the assignee and the family. Again, a work-life balance whereby the assignee can focus on productivity at work, can focus on family, while the household is taken care of through the services delivered by a service department product. I think it firstly comes down to understanding the need of that assignee, qualifying the needs as it relates to an individual, a couple or a family. Obviously there's different costs associated to the varying room types made available in a service department product, from a studio through to a 3-bedroom. And that product in terms of proximity within an area also can vary. Product usually within a CBD confines is at a premium rate. Product on the outskirts can often be at a lower rate. But with that, obviously proximity to the work location is so very important. It not only saves time, but saves cost from a transportation aspect. I think the homework needs to be done on the product itself. I can't say enough that safety and security is of paramount importance. Companies need to partner with organisations who vet and or execute strict due diligence on that product to ensure that it meets the standards of the organisation and will meet the needs of the assignee. In addition to that, obviously appropriate size of an apartment, meeting that pre-established expectation. If a family is present, creating that home-like environment, the access to a full kitchen, which gives them the ability to entertain and really develop a true home away from home, which will again make for that ease of assimilation into a new culture. So in addition also various facilities and amenities, again depending on who is there and who is available. There's a variety of services that can be delivered in a serviced apartment product. You can have hotel-like services whereby you have regular housekeeping, etc. Or you can also choose to have less of those services, which would obviously reduce cost in some instances. So when it comes to building, administering and managing global mobility programs, it's important for both global mobility managers as well as accommodation providers to keep ahead of and understand emerging trends within the sector. This will enable all to provide solutions to assignees to ensure that both them and their family are comfortable when arriving into the new destination, that the assignee is able to achieve a good work balance, which will mean that they are productive at work and which should mean that they and their families are comfortable and looking forward to the adventure ahead.